In that movie, the currency was time. Hours, minutes, seconds. People got paid in time. They paid for things with time. Taxes were paid with time. On the surface, it might seem like a fantasy, but it actually describes our reality. Let me give you a real-world example. When I worked as a freelancer, not knowing how much to charge for my services, I did some simple math. I'd calculate how many hours a task would take and multiply that by my hourly rate. The result was the total price for the project. When I worked in tech, we did the same thing. We estimated project costs by calculating the developer's hourly rate and multiplying by the number of hours required. Just like the saying goes, time is money. If that hasn't clicked yet, let me explain it in simpler terms. You're trading your time for money. Every business owner knows this and uses it to their advantage. It's the reality of life, which boils down to simple math. Your time equals money, and not just your time, other people's time too. For example, if you earn $100 per hour, then $100 equals 1 hour of your life. Imagine you want to buy a cup of coffee, you spend $5. Seems like pocket change, right? But let's do the trick. If you swap money for time, you've essentially given away about 5 minutes of your life for that cup of coffee. That's not a great deal, right? To understand this better, let's break down the formula for your life. Life's time minus work, time minus rest, time equals your life. This kind of math isn't exactly exciting, right? And it often feels bitter. But here's the truth. The difference between the poor and the rich isn't money, it's priorities and values. A person struggling to make ends meet will save even small amounts of money no matter how much time or discomfort they have to endure. A smart person, on the other hand, is willing to spend money if it means saving time and ensuring comfort. As John Rockefeller once said, "He who works all day has no time to make money." And that brings us to a fundamental rule of business thinking. If you want to earn, help others save time. Think about it. Every business serves two needs, providing comfort and saving time. Food delivery, taxis, stores, they all offer people quick, convenient services. 5 years ago, you had to call a taxi, and food delivery was a luxury. Now you can't imagine life without these services. The rapid growth of these industries proves how much people need them. So ask yourself, how can you help others in this way? What's the work you enjoy that can serve this need? And most importantly, what brings you joy? Right at the intersection of these two things is where you'll find a career that provides you income and purpose. Keep watching, I'll give you a hint in a moment. Third, work on your skills. The amount of green paper you earn directly correlates to your skills. The rarer and more complex your skill set, the higher your income. Anyone can be a janitor, but a top manager is a rare breed. So here's a fundamental truth. It's much easier to become a millionaire by enhancing your earning potential than by thinking like an idiot. Don't think, "I'll save, not spend, live like a bum, and enjoy life when I'm old." Seriously, is that the life you want? Instead of mindless saving, find a skill that'll fund a comfortable life right now. As I've said before, your mind is your most valuable asset. So invest in your mind and acquire high-paying skills. One such skill is sales and marketing. The media industry is growing like never before. All public attention is shifting there, and monetizing that attention is just a natural flow of things. Where there's attention, there's someone willing to buy it. This is a timeless niche that will teach you complex concepts that will always be useful. These skills can't be taken from you. They'll support you for the rest of your life. Sales, negotiations, management, time management, marketing, and development, all of these skills are part of the media world, and demand for them far outweighs supply. My own YouTube channel, which gained 200,000 subscribers in just 4 months, is proof of that. Fourth, value your time. So here's a thought experiment for you. A study was conducted where overweight individuals were given personalized weight loss programs. They were split into two groups. One paid for the program, the other got it for free. Surprisingly, the group that received the program for free didn't use it and showed little enthusiasm. On the other hand, the group that paid for the program was much more motivated. Think about it, both groups knew the benefits of the program, but the value placed on the information determined the effort each group put into it. The same goes for your time and how you're perceived in society. If you constantly try to please everyone, bending over backward for each person, your attention and advice will be undervalued. But if you respect yourself and your time, others will show respect in return. Let me give you an example from my exclusive club. The information I share there is much more complex than what I give on YouTube. If I handed it out for free, it wouldn't be as valuable. Anything that comes too easily is often taken for granted. Giving away something that's earned with hard work for free shows a lack of self-respect. If you have access to information in a condensed form, like an audiobook, podcast, or summary, always take advantage of it. Better yet, find someone who's achieved more in your field and learn from them directly. This is a luxury that people would have given up a fortune for just a century ago. And as you do this, don't forget to manage your finances. Here's a simple structure I follow for managing my money that I recommend everyone know. 50% for living expenses, rent, car, food, 10% for an emergency fund, 10% for investments, and 30% for growth, which includes education, courses, and consulting. I'm constantly investing in myself. In this fast-paced world, those who don't adapt will be left behind. Track your spending, whether it's in an Excel sheet or through one of the many convenient apps out there. I won't recommend my favorites because they didn't pay me for advertising, but the choice is yours. I know that my audience is ambitious and wants to start making money right away, but the first step is usually the hardest. Let me help you with that. One of my followers shared with me a hack he discovered on a popular online marketplace. He was getting 60% cash back on his orders. His plan was simple. He would buy a pack of energy drinks for $30, and thanks to the cash back, he only paid $10. It might seem obvious, buy low, sell high, and that's what this guy did. In 2 weeks, he made $400. He applied this to every product on the platform. Imagine buying an iPhone for $300 instead of $1,000. That's a pretty good business. Yes, such offers are rare, but there are plenty of ways to make money in today's world. Next, learn how to spend wisely. As the great classic said, saving is a way to spend money without enjoyment. Don't forget, we grind to live better, not the other way around. So don't hold on to money in a miserly way. If you value money and don't spend it, that's commendable. I lived like that myself, but eventually I realized that I didn't want to live in scarcity. I wanted to be confident that my mind could feed me, whether I had a job or not. That's why I invested in skills that pay my bills, and I recommend you do the same. Remember, you're watching this video to earn, not to avoid losing. To make more money, it's important to learn to feel money. If you're working your butt off and all you see are numbers in your bank account, you'll burn out before you even get going. So, if you want to treat yourself, whether on a holiday, during a walk with friends, or on a date, go to a restaurant and enjoy something delicious. Don't deny yourself, but make it an experience. Go to a high-end restaurant that will leave you in awe. You'll not only enjoy the meal, but also feel inspired to earn more. By doing this, you'll create a mental connection, make money, enjoy life. This is a powerful motivator for reaching new heights. I recommend you feel luxury with every fiber of your being. Let's take coffee as an example. It's just a simple need, but you can turn it into something much more. Go to the most expensive restaurant for a cup of coffee. See how the wealthy live, how they act. And if you've applied my advice on skills and have learned something valuable, you can find yourself a client right away. I've done this myself. To live like the rich, here's one last piece of advice. Invest. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you won't be able to save 50% of your income. But remember, 10% is the minimum. I believe in enjoying life, but I'm also convinced that we need to build a foundation for the future. This is my philosophy. I don't want to be one of those people who made money and wasted it on nonsense. But I also don't want to be the miser who never experienced true wealth. If you agree, let me tell you about compound interest. The inventor of chess, the ancient Indian sage Sisa ben Dahir, presented his invention to the Indian ruler. The king loved the game and offered to reward the sage however he pleased. The sage asked for a simple reward. Give me 1 grain of rice for the first square, 2 grains for the second, 4 for the third, and so on, doubling with each square. The king agreed, thinking it was a small request. A week later, the treasurer informed the king that it was impossible to fulfill the request. The total amount of rice exceeded the entire harvest of wheat gathered throughout history. The number was 2 raised to the power of 64. I'll show you this number on the screen so you can understand how enormous it is. This is the power of compound interest. You might say, but banks only offer a 15% annual return. Let me give you an example. If you invest $100,000 at 15% interest and add $5,000 each month, in 15 years, you'll have $4 million from an initial investment of $100,000. Another 15 years, and that grows to $43 million. And in another 15 years, that's $400 million. So if your father had started investing this way 45 years ago, you'd be in the top 1% of the richest people in the world today. Think about it. Apply this advice, and remember, there's no such thing as getting rich quickly. There's just getting rich. See you next time.